All right, good morning, everybody. This is a social media breakfast, so I got to do this. Could I get a big round of applause for Jenna and Carrie, please? Okay, great. So that's going on the Twitter sphere. Can I just get into the beginning here? Okay, great. So my name is Natalie Hinckley. I'm the CEO and creative director of Hinckley Productions. This is our Twitter handle, so please I encourage you to take pictures, video, whatever, and tag us on the interwebs. I threw everybody off with a PDF instead of a PowerPoint. So just a little bit about Hinckley Productions. These are some of our clients, and what we do is we work with them on an annual basis, and we help them put together their video campaigns for the year. So sometimes that includes testimonial video, their brand or promotional videos, or maybe a product video that's released for the year. But what I'm going to be talking to you today that's really exciting that we do is live streaming video. Okay, so it's early and I'm going to make it really easy on you. This is our takeaway for the day. So the power of live streaming video, how it's really unique than any other video that you consume, is its ability to unite an online community and at a single point in time. So maybe before today you watched a video online, and maybe I saw the same video, but we're consuming the video at different times. We're not watching it together as like a united experience. So that's how live streaming video is really different. Okay, so just some of the basics. Maybe you haven't heard of live streaming video before today, just a little bit about it. First of all, it's video. You can watch it online, and it's happening in real time. So it kind of reflects maybe an event that's happening right now in the real world. There are three main components to live streaming video. The first is the video production itself. So these are your cameras, the audio equipment, whatever you have that's actually creating your video content. The second being your internet connection, or however you're taking your video content and you're putting it up online. So a lot of times this is an Ethernet connection, or maybe you're going on a Wi-Fi network to make it happen, or maybe even you're accessing a satellite or cellular. Then the third component is the distribution. So you've captured your video, you have a connection to the internet, and then how are people going to be seeing your actual video? So the distribution network is going to be where platforms come in. So you might be familiar with YouTube, you might be familiar with Periscope or other streaming platforms. So this is where they come in. So they host servers online where your video is stored, and then it allows your viewers to basically access or view that video live. So in distribution, as I was kind of mentioning some of these, there are so many options. So you might recognize Periscope is really hot right now, but live streaming video has been around for quite a while. We've been working in it for almost 10 years now. We've used a lot of these different platforms. So you're probably wondering, okay, with so many options, how do we know which one to use? So as you're trying to determine which one is best for you, you can ask yourself these questions. So I guess first of all, are your viewers going to be watching this content? Is it free to them? Or are they paying to access your video? Like, are they paying for a subscription? Then that kind of leads into the other point, is it ad supported, or are there sponsors that are supporting your video? And then also just sort of what branding is going to be presented with your video. Like, do you want other logos? Sorry, I'm really nervous. Like, never really done any public speaking before. The funny thing is that I play in a rock band, and if I had a guitar right now, I'd be like melting your faces and sticking my tongue out and probably rolling on the floor. But somehow like talking about what I do every day is like terrifying. So thanks for bearing with me. So anyway, just kind of going back to branding. So some of those other platforms that we showed, they will insert their branding into the video itself. So you can't view a video on Periscope without knowing that you're on Periscope, right? Or that their logo is in the corner. So maybe sometimes you want to take full control over the video and put your logo on it. And then the other point to consider is traffic. So where do you want your viewers to be going? Do you want to be driving them to your own website or your Facebook page or wherever, or are you sending them to one of these platforms? So that's an important consideration. And then how much viewership you're expecting. You know, are you looking at you're going to have 1 to 5 to 20 people viewing, or are you going to have 25,000? And then ultimately, the big decider is budget. So kind of as Jetta and Carrie alluded to, just like in streaming video, as it relates to regular video, there's a huge range in the production quality that you can create. So you can start out with really simple platforms that are based around the cell phone. And then you can have really robust video campaigns. Who watched the Super Bowl this year? Right, did anybody live stream it? All right, so you can still take this really dynamic broadcast quality video and stream it. So here's just a screenshot of what, if you streamed the Super Bowl, what it might have looked like for you. So this is coming, this is a quote directly from the digital director at the NHL. You can see that when they compare traditional television to online video, this is what they have to say, that online video is the future. So, and it's more powerful. So why would they say that? Well, here's why. It's basically, television is a one-way communication from the broadcasters to the consumer. What's really cool about online video, however, is you're able to create that two-way communication. Or as I said, going back to the really important takeaway from today is that you're uniting an online community and at one point in time. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over a case study from our crew to kind of delve into this idea of bringing together an online community through live streaming. So we were at the Roller Derby World Cup. It was in Dallas, Texas. It was 4 days long. There were 72 games. There were 3 simultaneous live streams. So there were 3 different tracks of action, and there were 3 live streams going on at any given time. There were 20,000 unique IP addresses. So notice I say IP addresses and not viewers. If you don't know what an IP address is, it's a unique character that relates to your device. So a phone or a laptop has different IP addresses, so it's a way to track viewership online, basically. It was set up as a pay-per-view, so you could pay a flat rate of about $50 to watch any of the videos over the course of the 4 days, and I think maybe it was otherwise $20 for the individual days. It was also ad-sponsored, so between games, there'd be commercial content. This is my favorite photo from the event. That's me right there. You can't really see it, super blurry. But this was one of the 3 tracks. And so you can see kind of in the center is one of the gameplay going on. The blue has kind of like a lift there. That was one of our cameras. There was 7 cameras on this particular track that included interviews, trackside, announcers, and then the capturing of the gameplay itself. So, but if you're on the online end of things, this is what your viewing experience looked like. So you'd go to the webpage, and after paying to access the content, by default it would go to one of the 3, or the first of the 3 tracks, and you'd have the video playing. It's a little blurry, but what's important to point out, oh, I have a laser pointer. Yeah. All right, cool, the world just got better. Okay, so what you can kind of see right here is there's a chat role that's embedded right below the video. So now, just going back to what the NFL had to say about this two-way communication, so this is exactly how you can communicate with other viewers. So what was really awesome is, there'd be gameplay happening, and people are like, oh my god, did you see that thing? And everybody's having an online conversation about it. So the people online weren't the only ones paying attention to the chat roll. The announcers are. So what you don't see, oops, oh my gosh. So what you don't see in the picture here is just off screen, there was a producer who was doing nothing but watching this chat roll going, right? So not only can you now talk to other people about what's going on, but you basically have direct communication with the announcers. So if there's a play that happened, and you're like, hey, what happened? Now the announcers can directly address that, or they can give shout outs to people commenting online. It's a really cool way to kind of really, again, connect everybody and really feel part of this experience. The other really cool kind of social media tie-in here is that they use this hashtag. So you could go on Twitter right now, and if you keyed that in, you'd see a whole slew of video and photos, all from that event 2 years ago. And so what happened at that event is that the announcers encouraged viewers to take pictures of themselves, to take pictures at their viewing parties. So now going back to when I referenced 20,000 IP addresses, we know that the people viewing, it wasn't just necessarily one person. A lot of them were hosting these viewing parties. So these are 3 different slides. I think this was from the US, this is in Chile, and this was France. And so there's a lot of people that were engaging and interacting with each other and with the announcers. So these are just some photos just pulled from Twitter. And a couple more with a cat. So lots of people are like viewing on devices like laptops or iPads, even on the phone. And then people connecting to projectors or to their TV. This is another photo I like to show just because this is the whole crew that was required to make it all happen. There's me, there's Ben, he's the guy on the camera right now. Let's give it up for Ben. And so basically, who are these people? They're camera operators, they're technical directors, so the person who's switching between those 7 cameras. We have Beefy Rob here. He did nothing but power lift and do our network administration at the event. And then there are also a person dedicated to each track who did nothing but monitoring the live stream going out. Okay, so we've talked an awful lot about sports, and it's really only a fraction of what you can live stream. So a lot of people ask, well, what can you stream? Really anything. We could be streaming this right now. Why aren't we? I know. So really any kind of event. But what is stream worthy? So the difference is that you have a captive audience. That's what is really going to make a good live stream for you. And the people are ready to engage. So in the case of the Roller Derby World Cup, you have a captive audience, lots of people ready to communicate with each other, and there's a demand for it. Okay, so this is the big question always. What's in it for me? So first of all, revenue. So in the case, you can set up a payment gateway to your video. Right, so that's the obvious one. But maybe you don't think people are gonna necessarily pay to view your content. So you can also offer it for free, and you can make it ad supported, or you can have sponsors and you can put their branding on the video as well. Just like the Kool-Aid Man, you're bursting into new audiences, so you're providing outreach. So for example, we work with the University of Wisconsin. It helps them achieve the Wisconsin idea in that they're delivering educational content to the far-reaching areas of the state. So if you can't be at the university for an event, you could stream it online. And then the final thing, I guess, is analytics. So any of the live streams, we have Google Analytics, so it's really cool to be able to go back and we can see what city are people in, what point in time are they viewing, what was the most engaging part of the broadcast. So those are really powerful tools. So when you go back to things like, figuring out how to make money, you know when people are tuning in and when the ads are going to be most valuable. All right, so we've only just kind of scratched the surface of live streaming video. I'm going to be speaking at DreamBank next week for a full hour, and we'll be delving into a lot more topics about live streaming. I've kind of tried to focus this more on the social media aspect. And once again, please take a photo or tag my nervous face on the internet. And if you have any questions, that's how to get in touch.